Hi, it's Malcolm here and welcome to another Greyhound race card video. So in this video I want to tell you about a couple of new ratings that I've added to the cards and a way that you might be able to use all ratings. I'll come to Y ratings in another video, but in this video we're going to talk about all ratings and how you might be able to use them for not only a kind of back-in Dutch system, but a lay system as well. So what are the two ratings? Well, the all rating is basically just this figure and these two figures added together. We kind of know that, you know, these figures are quite good for selecting runners, but I thought it would be really nice to just have the figure between these three. We didn't really need X price, so expected price. I mean, so I just used these three figures and added them up to give yourself an idea of whether there's a selection's a good score or not so good score. Now, there are a couple of ways you can use these, as I just said. Now, one of them is a possible Dutch, and I'll show you that. The second is a lay system. Now, the way I like to do it myself is I only like to use it when we have races with all the ranks. So in other words, we've got all these, because it also, if you wanted to, it gives you some more information, and it just seems to work better when we know all the information about the runner. So let's just argue that favourites win more often than any other runner, which we kind of know they do. So we could theoretically, at the right price, take on a favourite if the score is high enough. Now, if you notice in this one here, we've got 23, and we're only going to talk about the top three runners. We could possibly talk about the top four, or we could probably possibly talk about all of them, but that's for you to have a look at. But basically, the way I want to do this is just look at the top three runners. Okay, and we're going to pretty much ignore everything else, but I still like that information to be here. So going back to, yes, we think the favourite's got a good chance of winning. Okay, so we could go with the favourite, but, you know, we know that they don't win all the time. And then we've got this other runner, which is actually a higher all score than the favourite, which gives us 1 point. And then in the middle, we've got this selection, which is the lowest of the three and didn't win. Now, you could argue that these are pretty close to being favourites. So sometimes, you know, you might just turn around and say, I can't distinguish the favourite from the second favourite. So you might want to leave it. Or you might just go on that being the lowest score. But I would be a little bit careful. Okay, so we go to the next race. And again, the favourite is the highest number, and it won. And so you could have selected those two. But at 2.52, it's a possible Dutch, no doubt about it. But it is probably a small price Dutch. But that one won, that one didn't, and that one lost again. So that would be two winners with a lay system going for the lowest number. And I think that's a couple of wins. So let's go to the third race. We're not going to take that one. So this one, we've got 19.47, we've got 22.71, and we've got 24.5. So again, the favourite is the highest, and that won the race. So if we were Dutch in those two, we would have won on the favourite. But the lowest of the three, 19.47, price is probably, I don't really like to go much over 6 on these. 19.47, and I tend to do it to liability as well. Okay, so if we go to the next race, now these won't all win all the time, of course they won't, but I think you'll find it does pretty good. 28.88 is the highest, and it won the race. So if we'd have Dutched those two, we'd have won on that one. And the lowest, again, 6.53 is getting near my top limit, that's for sure. But again, we would have, if we were laying, we would have won on that one. We'll go to the next one, not that one. Sometimes there's a bit of a spell where you don't get all the ratings. Okay, so we've got the favourite 22. It's not the highest, but it is the favourite, and it actually won. 2.97, so it's a kind of strong favourite. But the one we're here, 20.89, it didn't win. So that's about 4 or 5 winners now, I think, without a loser. Okay, let's go to the next one. See, sometimes you just don't get all the ratings. So in this one, we've got these two, 26 the favourite, 25 that one, so we were Dutching and we would have won on that one. And the lowest score, although still quite a high score, 23, and we would have won on that as a lay. So we go to the next race. Okay, so we've got 26 the highest and the favourite. The favourite one out of the two of them, and our third one, again, this is getting near my height, probably a max about 7, but I really don't like them, you know, too much higher than that. But as it's a liability bet, I'm kind of like try to get 4 or 5 wins within to make my stake up with a liability bet. So when they're up at 6, that gets a little bit more difficult. Okay, so lose that one. But we probably would have got our stake back by now with the winners we've had. So again, the favourite one, strong, quite a low price. The second favourite, the third favourite, 26.69, and we would have won on 23.69. So that's another winner, and at quite a reasonably good price. So go. I know we have a loser somewhere along here. Because they won't, you know, you're not going to do this all the time, and I think this is the one. So 26 and 21, but the 19 did actually win the race in this case. But 3.74, but if you're using liability, of course, it wouldn't matter. You'd have lost your whole stake. But I think we would have made back our stake by now anyway, so, and probably a little bit more, so we shouldn't be down. Let's go to the next race. So 24.27, favourite one. That's the lowest, quite high, but 26, so it's another bit of profit. And if we go to the next one, I'm not going to do too many more of these, but 22, favourite one, second favourite didn't, so if you were Dutching those two, in fact, it would pretty difficult to go between those 3, but you certainly probably could have just realised that was the favourite, so it would have been between these two anyway, and you'd have been on that one. But you can argue either way. I'm not, you know, that's up to you. You can look at the results when you look at the cards and decide the best way of doing it. So again, 26.28, favourite one again, second favourite again, pretty close to the favourite, but a 19.76 and didn't win. So another successful lay. Just do a couple more to prove that it kind of seems to work. Favourite one again, that would have been the other one, and that would have been our selection at 4.1, and that lost the race. So we go to another one, and we got 28 and 27. Neither of those won. 28 and 28. Neither of those won, but the 27, the lowest of the 3, lost the race. Let's go for this one then. So 27 and 25. 27 won the race, so the highest of the 3. The lowest of the 3 at 6.2 didn't win. Let's just find one more. I tend to ignore races where there's a runner missing. You could argue you could use them still. I always worry about it, but you got 28 and 22, and the second favourite at 17.9 still didn't win. But I'm always careful when we're missing runners that we've got statistics for. So again here we've got this one was quite difficult, but 27 and 25, and out of these two, that was the lowest one, and again it lost the race. Again, that one would have been a non-runner by the looks of it. So we had 17 for the favourite, 28 for the third favourite, and 25. So that would have won. You may want to be careful when you see favourites with such a low score. May even want to take them on, but you want to be a little bit careful. But you can see that, you know, every other runner in the race had quite a good score. Should we do one more? Okay, so 19 the favourite, 23 which won, so if that had been a Dutch, you know, could have won that, and 17.71. So you can see it seems to work that if we go for the lowest of the, it's actually not the lowest of the three, we're forgetting the favourite in effect, and it's the lowest of these two. So we don't go on the favourite. We presume the favourite's going to win whether it isn't or not. We could look to the highest of these two to do a Dutch with the favourite and see if that comes off. But if we're going to lay the lowest all number from those two. So just remember that. And I'll do another video soon about the Y rating. But basically, if it's a minus figure, it tends to be a better selection than a positive figure. So it's made up of these different scores and how high those scores are. But yeah, generally if you see a -3 or 4, that's a good chance of that runner actually winning the race. So you could tie it in with this number, I suppose, in some way. But I will, as I said, I'll do that in another video. For this one, we just wanted to have a look at that all. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, would you please subscribe to the channel and like it if you like it. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of all new videos as they become available. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.